Hello, second graders.
Hi
All right, we're
guys.
on to Tuesday. We are on lesson 24, day 2, finding differences between links. So remember from yesterday that we talked about differences, and that's where we subtract, right? And the bigger number is always on top. So we're going to find out different ways or strategies to subtract. Here we go.
All right, we're gonna warm up first, and our warm up is asking us to make a bar model that can be used to find the difference between each pair of numbers. Okay, so here's the thing about a bar model. A bar model is exactly the same as a number bond, except that it's made out of bars instead of circles. So the big bar at the top, this part right here, is where the big number or the whole will go, and then each part or smaller number will go here. So we're trying to complete each bar model to find the unknown number. Okay, we can do this. So if we have two numbers, we have 5 and 14, and we know that we are finding the difference. Do we know what the big number is? Do we know which number would go on top, Mrs. Walker?
We do, because it's the biggest number. So out of 5 and 14, which one's bigger? I think 14.
I agree. So 14 is going to go at the top right here. Now, if this was a number bond, you would know that you put a minus sign here and a minus sign here, and then a plus sign in the middle, right? Okay.
Yes.
So do we know one of the parts of this problem? One of the smaller numbers?
We do. So what's our only number left is 5.
It is. It's 5. So then we know it's going to be 5 in that box. Now, the number that we don't know, the unknown number is this box right here, right? So that would be the question mark. So now we know our fact family. We know that it can be 14 minus 5 equals the unknown number. We know that we could take 5 plus question mark equals 14. We know all of our facts, right?
We do.
So how are we going to figure out the missing number? What do you recommend? Do you want to count up or count down?
I like to count up. So I would start with my 5 and count up.
Let's
6.
do it. Ready?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So how many?
Fingers?
9.
So in the box, then, our missing number would be 9. Okay, so the same thing's going to be next door. 16 and 9, what is the big number? Well, we know.
16.
Yeah, it's going to be 16. The other number that we know, that's part. The part is 9. And so then we can count up. We would go 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I have 7 fingers, so the missing number is 7. Easy peasy.
Nice job. Lemon squeezy.
All right. Why don't you take the next one?
All right. So Nate and Jen each have a piece of tape. So it looks like Nate's is 8 centimeters and Jen's is 3 centimeters. A longer piece of tape. And how many centimeters longer is it? So our first question is, who? Is it Nate or Jen? So Mrs. Kraft, who do you think has the longer piece of tape?
Well, I can just tell by looking at the two pieces that Nate's piece of tape is longer. So I'm going to just write that. Nate has a longer piece of tape.
So that answers our first question, but now we need to answer the second question, and it says, how many centimeters longer is it? So what do we do when we're finding longer?
Well, it sounds like you're trying to figure out the difference. You're comparing things, so you're finding out what's different between them. So if I hear that word different or difference, I think that I should subtract.
Very good.
I'm flat now.
Mrs. Walker has the yawns.
So 8 is the bigger number. I'm going to put that on top. Minus 3 equals 8, 7, 6, 5. It equals 5.
Very good.
So is 5 the answer?
Nope, because we forgot the label.
5 centimeters, just like that.
Very good.
All right. So here are some different strategies that you can use. The first thing that you always have to do is to measure your pieces or your objects. So in this case, ours were measured for us, but if they weren't, we would have to get a ruler out and we would have to measure them. And we would want to make sure that each object was lined up at the 0 and pulled straight so that you can see exactly how long it is. So we can see this one is 8 centimeters and this one is 3 centimeters, right? Then I could hop. I could know that I need to hop to 8, so I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still got 5 centimeters difference.
Mm-hmm. And then the other way that we talked about at the beginning in our warm-up was the bar model. So you can make a bar model to compare the lengths. And we remember the big number is always on the top of our bar, the long bar. And then the number we know is in one part of the bar. And then the second part is what we're trying to find out. So that's where that question mark goes. Okay.
And in this bar model, they didn't use numbers, they used words. So the big bar is the length of Nate's tape, which we know is 8 centimeters. That would be the bigger number, but they are not using numbers, they're using words. So the other part that we know is the length of Jen's tape, right? The missing part, the unknown part, if we had to put it in words, is the difference between the pieces of tape.
Yes, very good. So it could go both ways, in words or in numbers.
So now we're going to do it in both ways, okay? We are going to write the lengths in the bar model that we know. So Nate's tape is how many centimeters?
8.
Okay. And Jen's tape is how many centimeters?
3.
3. Now the difference over here, ooh, that's that part we had to figure out. And we already figured it out by taking 8 minus 3 or number or line hopping, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was our answer?
5 centimeters.
So we know that over here, we would want to put 5 centimeters. In words, it would say the difference, right?
Right.
How can you explain who has the longer piece of tape?
So I think the first thing we have to think about is, well, we looked at it, right? And we said, well, Nate's looks way longer, right? Mm-hmm. But then when we measured, we also know that 8 is bigger than 3. So either way showed us that Nate's tape was longer. So how could we write that? We could probably just...
Could you just write in words, 8 centimeters minus 3 centimeters is 5 centimeters?
I think so.
So Nate's piece is longer because 8 is greater than 3.
3. Yep, perfect. So now it says write an equation you can use to find the difference in the lengths. So we've already done this, so let's just write it. 8 minus 3 equals 5, and we got to have that label, centimeters.
All right.
So now it says, oh, you go for it.
Okay, complete the sentence to compare the length. Blank tape is blank centimeters longer than blank's tape. So who has the longer piece?
Nate.
So Nate's tape is, well, how much longer was it? That was our answer, right?
So 5, and we don't have to write centimeters because it's there, longer than Jen's tape. So it's everything we just did. We're just writing it out in words to explain what we did. That's the only difference.
All right, now here's our last problem. It says that we should choose yes or no to tell if you can use the equations to compare the lengths of the worms. So first, let's look at the worms. What are the lengths? Look at the long one first, Mrs. Walker. What do you notice?
So the long one looks like 5 inches. So I can put IN. And then the short one looks like 2 inches.
Ooh, do you know what it's asking us to do?
Oh, you know, I like these because we have to just put it in there and see what we get.
Or
we have to use that. So let's try.
But you
It
could
looks like
also make a number bond, right?
you could, but did you see you already have your circles made?
Those are for the answers.
Oh,
For my
perfect.
number
Okay.
bond.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, no, you could definitely do a number bond or a bar model if you want. Remember,
I'm
they're the
gonna
same
just
thing.
I'm just gonna do a number bond because it's a little easier. So here's my number bond. I don't have lines because that's just gonna take too much time. But I know right here is a minus sign, right?
Mm-hmm.
And right here is a minus sign.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle, what would we do?
We have to put a plus sign.
Right, it's a plus sign. So this is how we're gonna find our fact family, right, friends? We know how to do this because we have done this all year. So first of all, what is the big number that we already know?
5.
Okay, and do we know one of the parts?
We do 3. Oh, no, 2. Sorry.
2. Oh, blurter.
Mrs. Walker found the answer.
Okay, so now we can just look at the problems and see if it works. So actually right here, since it didn't give us the answer, I'm gonna go ahead and put our question mark right here so that we know where the question mark belongs. Okay, friends? All right, here we go. So can we take question mark equals 5 plus 2? No, that does not work because the question mark is not the equals. It's not the big number. It's not the whole, right? So this is going to be a
no.
Okay. Can you take 2 plus question mark equals 5?
Yep.
You can. Okay, so that's a yes. Can you take 5 minus 2 equals question mark?
Yep.
That works. This is why I love number bonds so much because they really help with this.
Mm-hmm.
Can you take 5 minus question mark equals 2?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just the backwards one. Yeah.
So all of these are our fact families, right?
Right.
Except for one. One did not fit.
Right. One was not right.
All right.
All right. So now you have your green pages, which is 577 and 578. They look very easy. All you need to do is read what it's asking and write answers and find the difference. You got this.
Perfect. We'll see you later. Bye, friends.